I'm sitting here wondering what the next upgrade is going to be for this car, and I just remembered we got a new radio! What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and we're back here for another installment of Slade. Where did you get that? You guys are relentless with this stuff. Today we're going to be unboxing a new tablet style radio that I'm going to be installing in my car, the Tesla style tablet. But before I start, I already know what you guys are going to ask me. Hey, where did you get that? I got this from the website autochos.com, so check that out. They got a ton of cool stuff there for you to try out, so check them out yourselves. You guys might like it. But let's get right into this. This right here is listed as the Hyundai Sonata head unit on the website. It's the 10.4-inch tablet. Set this right here. And this is an Android style tablet, so you can hook up all the apps. It is compatible with YouTube, Google Maps, Waze, I believe other apps like that. So this would be pretty cool. It also comes with the wiring harness. This is what the back looks like with all the connections for it. Also, we got a couple of new columns to install, so the frame will fit okay. This right here is the frame for the AC controller. Here's the plate that'll sit underneath it, because we're not going to use the little storage compartment that's under there anymore. I really don't use that anyway. And also a car backup camera, which is pretty cool because my car never came with a backup camera, so now I get a chance to install this backup camera, and it'll show on the tablet screen right there. Now this radio right here, which I'm dubbing Digital Command Center, is going to replace the original radio that's in there right now. And I've been wanting to do this for quite some time. I was checking out a couple of other videos online with these guys. They were setting up the dash to set up a Apple iPad. That looked like it was going to take a lot of work to do. Luckily I came across this, and this is a direct fit because we already have the air vents mounted onto it with the complete framing. And with this silver, I'm going to change this to more my style here. So this shouldn't take all day, so let's get into the car, start unhooking the old radio, and we'll get right into this. We finally got an easy project, man. And as always, you know I had to add my own style to it, so I decided to cover all of the silver pieces and the silver trim with this satin blue vinyl that I have. So this is going to go great with the black and blue theme that I've got going on the outside of my car. So I can't wait to get this installed. So now we're going to go into the car and start taking off all the panels. All right, so here we are now inside the car, and we got to start removing these panels here. So the first one we want to remove is, let me get my cup holder out of the way. I got a lot of shit to remove. Got to remove these two side panels right here. So first, we should just be able to just pop them up and pull towards the back. Let's see if I use my panel popper. Not going to worry about breaking these because I actually have new panels to go with this. Alright, just one. Boom. Next, there's two screws we got to remove. You see there's one right there, and the other one is off to the right side right here. So we got to unscrew those guys. Okay. Now we got to get something to pry the rest of the face off the dash. I'm just going to use my other panel popper here. Let's see if I can get these up in here. It's not going to work. Oh, I should probably remove my throttle controller first. Let's see, can I get it up in here? Okay, here we go. Make these things look so easy. Alright, so now this should just pull right out. Alright. Next we gotta do some unplugging. First we'll unplug the passenger airbag. Alright. Then we gotta unplug the hazard lights, the AC, and the radio unit. Everyone makes these plugs so easy to pull out on YouTube. I think they took some effort to unplug it, then plugged it in just a little bit so they can start recording and show you that it actually isn't that difficult to unplug, but it really is. Unless it's just me. Come on, you mother. Did hear Scotty Kilmer say that these cars are meant to be put together, not taken apart. Cool. Alright, so we got this off. And I'm gonna need to reuse these dials right here and some of these buttons and the vents and put them onto the new face of the radio because it doesn't have those. So I need to swap these and get these over there. I needed to make sure I took extra care in removing this whole face because I don't want to damage these pieces right here because I gotta reuse them. All right, next we want to remove the radio. All right, so now I got the face off and I just took the radio out and the radio is just secured by these 4 screws right up at the top here and in the sides. And just like the face before, just reach down, press these tabs and pull all the plugs out of the back of the radio. So now I got the radio out. And again, this is just a GLS, so it's not a limited or SE or the turbo model. So I don't have like touchscreen, I don't have like the big screen and a lot of the modules and dials up here. So to me, that's kind of the good thing about having the GLS because it's bone stock. To me, that serves as a clean slate. So I can add any electronics I want to this. And if something goes wrong, I know what to do and I know how to fix it because I'm the one that installed it in the first place. And now let's go get the tablet face. Now I brought the face of the radio inside the garage, and if we take a look right here, I'm doing a side-by-side comparison. Here's the old radio, and here's going to be the new tablet. And there are some pieces up here that we need to remove from the old face and put it on the new one, because the new one doesn't really come with them. You see, it doesn't come with the vents and the emergency hazard buttons and things of that sort. So we need to remove these off of the old face. Got to be careful, and that's why I was being extra careful when popping it off of the panel because I didn't want to damage these. So now we need to remove these guys right here, put them onto the new face, also remove the hazard button and the plug-in that's on the back as well, that fitting right there, that's got to come off and install it onto the new tablet face right here. The controls for the AC are going to be mounted onto this face right here, and I got 2 separate faces. It looks like they might be adjustable or different sizes compared to the bottom of the panel. I don't think I'll need both of these really, but that is going to sit underneath here. Now the AC module is going to sit a little lower on the tablet because the tablet is taking up, the height of the tablet takes up this area right here. You can see I'm just doing a guesstimation with my finger sizes right here, which means the bottom storage area we might need to remove. So let's go back in, do a quick measurement, see how this is going to look, and we'll proceed forward. Also, you can see I actually trimmed out the silver pieces with a piece of satin blue vinyl because this goes with the actual black and blue theme that I'm working on with the outside of the car, so it'll be nice to have it flowing into the inside of the car as well. So here's the old trim. You can see it's black and silver, and I'm converting it to black and blue. Again, this is just vinyl. I did the same thing for the 2 columns as well. So that's going to look pretty fire in there. Doing a quick visual right here, and yeah, we're going to need to remove this bottom storage panel because the bottom of the AC controls are going to be in the way, and I won't be able to open up this storage compartment anymore, but I barely use it anyway. So that we can look to take that off. But so far, check out how it's going to look. That looks pretty fire, guys. I'm starting to get a little excited. Can't wait to get this on. All right, so now back into the car, and guys, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to be running back and forth between the car and the garage, tinkering with this thing, because this is the first time I haven't taken this out yet. So this is the first time I'm actually removing this. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get this done so I can show you guys. That way you guys won't need to run back and forth like I do, and it'll take you guys a lot easier to get this done. That is if you guys want to get this radio here, which I highly recommend because I think it's going to be pretty cool as a nice addition to the internals of this car. So there are actually 2 screws, it looks like, right here. One on the right side, one on the left. So I'm going to take those off. And with any luck, this should just slide right out. I think that's what that, no, shit, I just dropped the damn screw up in the tray. I'm gonna say, I think that's what that bottom plate was for. No, there seems to be 2 more tiny screws down up in here. Damn it, hope I don't need that screw. Slee, why don't you get the magnetic screwdriver? That way you won't drop the screws. Shut up. No, it wasn't the tiny screws, it was the 2 more of the black screws down at the bottom. I gotta move the shifter back. How secure is that? Damn, how many screws are on this thing? I think I removed the wrong screws. Aha! There we go. So if we take a look, we can now see that this bottom plate is now in the position where that little storage unit was earlier. This plate right here, I don't know where this goes just yet. I think it might go back in here somewhere. Okay, I know what this back plate is for now. So this is the back plate that's going to go back in here to cover up this open area. So when the new columns go in, this back plate will snap into these grooves right here. And that will kind of live just like that back up in there. So it'll be positioned up in here somewhere. Okay, that means I may need to reposition my digital gauge for my air suspension. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Okay, so now we got the radio and the dash fully disconnected, got the wires hanging out, and there's nothing else left for us to do right here but to go back into the garage and start reconnecting and switching out all the different pieces and components that I need from the old dash and the old radio. Actually, not the old radio, but for the old face, transferred over to the new face, and then we could get started with the installation of it. So I think we're about halfway there. Actually, we're probably about a third of the way there. Some of these steps I checked out online and on the instructions, and they don't tell you certain things that you pretty much need to figure out yourself. So that's actually why I'm doing this video, because there's no instructions on some of these other pieces that you need to do, some of these other steps. So if you guys were to get this radio and you guys got this car, you'll know exactly what you need to do with no headaches. So now let's go back into the garage and we can finish the installation. After communicating with the guy from over at Auto Chose, he did mention that there's no area for the new side of the tablet for the passenger airbag module to sit. So we need to remove this and somehow get it fixated onto the back here for this guy. So let's kind of piece this together and see what we're going to do, shall we? Always flies in here. So it has the radio mounted on it, but I'm not going to use that anymore. So I guess I can just kind of mount it right here. Some double stick tape probably. That way I can still plug in the passenger airbag module and it won't throw any codes because it's unplugged. Yeah, that looks fine. So let's do that. Actually, I guess I could just put it right here. Alright, now I think I got everything hooked up that needs to be hooked up. This is the backup camera that I was just connecting. So I need to test this out to see if I wired this up correctly. Okay, so now I've got all the plugs installed onto the back of the tablet here, and I'm going to look at some of the instructions. Here's my old radio face where the digital clock is, where the digital clock used to sit right up top here. And I took this off and just double stick taped it to the back of the tablet on the inside because I need to keep this component right here, this plug right here. This is actually for the passenger side airbag indicator, and if this is not plugged in, which is this wire right here, then the car will know it and throw a code. Now if we take a look at some of the harnesses that we have plugged in, we have here, this is the G zone, and this area is the main power cable. So this is what's going to control the head unit on and off. It's going to control the steering wheel, speaker, illumination control, backup camera, trigger, blah blah blah. The A zone, which is this area right here with all of these plugs. These are the RCA ports for like an external audio systems. You got subwoofers and things of that sort. I don't have that, so it's just the random, external video. If you have like another video screen, you can plug it into here for AV in and out. Also has a SIM card in here. I think that might be the slot for the SIM card, so you can connect it to a 4G network. I'm just going to connect it to my phone and use my phone as a hotspot for that, because I don't want another bill. The B zone right here, which there's no plug for, it says developer use. Not sure what that means, but I guess if you are an expert electrician or tech savvy, you might be to plug some things in here and fiddle around with some more components. The C zone down up underneath, again, there's no plug for that too. It says CAN bus communication. If the car doesn't need the CAN bus box, this port, just leave it blank right down here. Again, I'm not sure what that is, and it didn't come with a plug, so it doesn't look like I really need it. The D zone, I didn't know what that was for. Oh, it's for the USB, for a 4-pin USB. So if the car has a 4-pin USB, you could connect it right here. This actually came with 2 USB cables, and the one next to it, the 6-pin, also for a USB port. So this actually matches. So I have this plugged in for a USB. So I've got another USB port down in the dash in the default area of the car. So here's a different one. So I could plug in a USB drive into here, and that is the E zone. And last one is the F zone, and this is for the backup camera assembly. So it also says it's got a backup camera, video output, and it also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna function, and that this must be connected. So I'll need to figure out where to actually connect this to power it on. I don't know if it's going to go right here. It might just connect right up in here to these areas. These look like some sort of ACC mode ACC mode connectors. I've got 2 of them here, but I don't know exactly which one to connect, so I'll have to play around with them and test them and see which one works. In order for me to proceed further, I have to install the backup camera, which is right here, to actually test this out and see if it's going to show up on the screen. So I'll need to get the car powered on so I can see what this is going to look like. And that also comes with 2 ends, which I would imagine I need to splice these to the wiring. One of them looks like it's a ground, the other one's a power. So I probably need to connect this to the backup wiring. So when the wiring for the backup lights and the reverse lights. So when the lights trigger, this will power on and activate the camera when I put the car into reverse. So I would imagine that's what this function does. That's what these wires are. So I'll need to play around with these 2. Also got the wire for the GPS antenna, which is right here. It's got double stick tape, so I can mount this somewhere, probably up on the dash. Alright, so I got those all connected, and let's kind of plug this in, see what this looks like. If I could get the backup camera to turn on. I don't know. I'm not really sure what the real next step is for the backup camera, but let's plug in the default wiring for the radio harness. Let's complete the harness, and let's see what this is going to look like. Since I don't need these, I don't think I need to plug this in. I could probably do without. I'm just going to leave it here for now, in case I ever get like a speaker set up. That way I'm not losing it. I know exactly where it is because it's already plugged into the back. I believe this is the antenna, and this is the, I don't know what this is. Doesn't look like there's a spot on the back for it to fit. So, oh, I got to get the rest of the mounting clips from the old radio and put it up in here. Well, we meet again, Garfield. Were you back to come shit on my garden again? Where the f you going? Alright, so now I got all these plugged in, and don't know how much farther I need to get. I think I could probably start testing some stuff out now. So let me turn the car on. Whoa. Okay. Monitor's on. Try the camera. How do I check the camera? Fan's working. ACC is on. I'm just going to test out some things. Here's Google Maps. I don't know what any of this is. I think I got all this hooked up. There's a lot of settings here. Here's my phone. Try to connect it to my phone. Okay, so now the car is paired. This must be volume control over here. Alright, so if I turn my phone into mobile hotspot mode, that way I could connect it to the internet. Let's see if this works. Alright, GPS is working. There's a lot of functions here. This is actually pretty cool. Does this have Wi-Fi? I probably didn't plug it. I didn't connect the Wi-Fi. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to connect YouTube to it. All right, let's see here. If so, backup camera, video output. It also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth antenna function. This must be connected. All right, how do I connect that? Let's pop this into reverse. And nothing. All right, so I'm gonna try an experiment here. I took a look at a YouTube video and trying to see if I could get this connector right. So if this works, I'm gonna turn the car on, pop it in reverse, and if the camera shows up, if it works, I'll tell you guys exactly what I did. And well, the backup camera worked, but it's not showing correctly. Oh wait, no. It is showing correctly. Okay. So it worked, but I have to be in backup mode, which is going to turn on the lights. All right, so here's the camera. This camera comes with two ends. First end is going to connect to the extension, which runs through the length of the car to the back of the tablet. Okay. Then you also got this red wire over here. You've got this split. All right, so here's the connection that's going to run to the tablet. This also needs to be connected to, no wait. This extension needs to run to the positive end of this red and black wire right here for the camera. This is what's going to power on the camera. So you've got black wire connected to the ground, red wire for the power. This wire is going to connect to the extension, which you plug it in, power goes to ground, to the tablet, and this is what powers it up. So in short, this right here is going to be plugged into the reverse light of your car. So let me explain that again. So here's the camera. The camera wire snakes down, splits into two separate areas. And you'll see at the back of the camera, you've got a red plug, male in, and a yellow female. You've also got the extension wire, which runs the length of the car, and this is going to plug into the back. The other end of this is going to plug into the back of the tablet. So this is all going to be in the back of the car. This plugs the female end of the camera, the yellow plug, plugs into the male end of the extension, like that. And then the red end is going to plug into this power wire right here, this black and red power wire. So this male end plugs into this female end just like that. Now, this connection right here, the little short red wire off the extension of the yellow one that plugs to the back of the tablet, runs the length of the car. This is going to plug into the red. You're going to tie these together. Can solder or get a connector or whatever, and this is going to tie together just like that. So again, one long wire, one short wire, just like that. And this is going to connect to the power switch, to the power wire, which is probably the red wire of your backup light. So when you pop your car into reverse, the white lights on your backup, the white lights on your reverse lights will show on and power on, and this is what will power on the camera. This is your ground. So the black wire needs to be grounded. So that you can plug into either the black wire of the backup camera, of the backup light, or just to the chassis, whichever you can get this grounding point to go. And the wire is pretty long, so I'm sure you can find a ground point for it, or plug it into another black wire that you find that's nearby. Now, when you connect the extension wire, here's all the line for the extension. This is going to run, again, the length of the car. When you look on the back of the tablet, you'll see you can plug it into here. I'll show you guys the back of the tablet. There's an end right here that plugs into the harness, into the F spot, or the F zone of the harness in the back of the tablet. And the other little short wire, the short red wire from that extension, gets plugged into this brown power. And this wire plugs into the actual power unit, power zone of the tablet, which powers everything on. So when you turn on your car, everything will get powered on, including the backup camera. And this wire is actually tagged. You can see it says back right there. There, it says back. That's for a backup camera. This gets tied into that short red wire for the extension. So now that's the connection for the backup camera. Now all I need to do now is hook up the backup camera to the back of the car. Probably have to nail it through to the trunk lid and run it through the trunk lid and get it nailed, screwed somehow, fastened onto the next to the license plate underneath the trunk lip so I can see the backup camera. And when I turn on the car and put the car in reverse, then the backup camera will automatically pop up and show up on screen. So that takes care of the backup camera. Now the next thing I need to figure out is how to get the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi connected so I could connect it to my phone and possibly use my phone as the hotspot for the internet, because I don't have a network card for this, and I don't want to get a SIM card for this thing. Now here we are in the back of the car, and I ran the extension wire through the dash, underneath the carpet, out to the back, and now this is the wire right here. And I'm going to run this up through here, through this column, and kind of follow along with this loom right here. I can't seem to get it inside the loom because the loom is all taped up. So I'm just going to tape it to the loom and just have it run all the way up through and connect it to these cables right here. Now this is the power for that reverse bulb that's right there. Okay, and here's the power. The white one's the power, black one's the ground. I'm going to use these connectors to splice the wire of the red and black to these connectors, to these wires right here. And this should be enough to provide the proper connection so I can splice it. So when I turn on the reverse backup lights, the backup camera should show up. So let's go ahead and do that. And then I have to figure out how to run this wire to the connection to the outside of the trunk of the car. And this is going to get mounted up somewhere like around right here. So when I close the trunk, there's the camera right there, which means I need to figure out how to get this wire inside this column somehow. I might have to do some drilling. I hate drilling through this car. All right, let's proceed forward. All right, so now if we take a look here, I've got all the connections spliced together using these blue connectors right here. One for the ground, the other one for the positive, and that goes to the wire to the back of the backup camera and the extension. And this, I actually had to drill a hole right through. I'll put it behind the license plate holder. So here's the camera right here. I just got it taped up. So now I'm gonna go turn on the car. And if I did this correctly, when I put the car into reverse, this should light up with the backup camera. So initially, it should show the main screen, but when I put it in reverse, this screen should automatically change over to the backup camera. So let's see if I did this correctly. All right, so there's the main screen. Put it in reverse. And there's the backup camera. Yay, I did something right. This is the first time in almost 10 years I've been able to look behind my car without physically turning my head or looking through the rearview mirror. So I'm going to adjust this, get this camera hooked up, and then I'll be ready to go. Then I'll be in business with a backup camera, and we're almost done installing this radio. All right, backup camera is plugged in correctly. I ran all the wires through, so let's take a look at this. Radio's on. reverse, backup camera. Boom. Here we go. Now I need to figure out how to make sure I get the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi connected properly. So I got to check that out. All right, so I think I got everything connected properly. I found out these actually aren't really like wires to connect. They're just antennas for the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth, I got it to work. Fantastic. The Wi-Fi, I think I got that to work too. All right, you guys, so we finally finished. And here is the finished product. Got the tablet up here. I got it customized with some of my own personal features. Got Lionheart up here on the background image. So this is really cool. I set up all my settings right up at the top here. Connected Waze, connected iHeartRadio, some of my music, some of my photos. Here's the AC controls right here. I reinstalled my, repasted my throttle controller right here and actually adjusted a new space for my airbag, the reader right here, the gauge that's right here. So I'm really happy with the way this set up, and I think the blue looks absolute fire inside this car right here. So that turned out a lot better than I expected. Got some minor issues going on right there, and you know, some over here, but you know, heat inside the car, bubbling, is going to happen. Easy fix. So once again, you know, I just want to thank all you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys supporting this channel, I wouldn't be able to do things like this. So I really do feed off of that. So thanks again. But that leads me to saying this. I'm really pleased to announce that because of all of you guys and all of your support for this build and for subbing to my channel, I now have my first product promotion. That's right, you guys. I've been speaking with the guys over at Auto, who are the actual makers of this head unit right here, and they're willing to give you guys a discount on the exact same head unit. So just click the link in the description below or go to autochoose.com and select the Hyundai Sonata Tesla style head unit. I'll put it down on the video right here so you guys know exactly what to look for. Then you can choose whether you want the 1 gig or the 2 gig. This is the 2 gig that I have right here. And in the checkout screen, apply the coupon code SLADE and you guys get a discount on this head unit. Now the coupon code only works for this particular unit. You have to type in Tesla style head unit. It doesn't work with the other unit, which is called the Android unit. So make sure you pick the right one. Now, AutoChoose is a pretty good company to work with, and they're pretty good with responding to questions. I'm pretty happy with the actual support that I get from them. So if you guys are wanting to update your radio with this particular style, I highly recommend this one right here. Get the Hyundai Sonata Tesla style head unit and put in the coupon code SLADE at autochoose.com. and you guys save yourself a little bit of money. So once again, you know, thanks again to all of you guys, all of your support. You guys definitely have shown that this really is helping you guys. So I really do appreciate that. And this is my way of giving back to you guys by getting you guys hooked up with a discount code. So I hope you guys will be able to take advantage of that. But anyway, you guys, that's it for this install for this project here. Really happy with the way this came out. I'm going to be rocking this for quite some time, taking this to some car meets and really start impressing some people. So stay tuned for more. We got more updates to share with you guys. We got more builds to go through. And yeah, man, let's get right into it. So once again, really do appreciate your support. Really do appreciate you guys following the channel, asking me questions and trying to work through these problems here. So until next time, guys, be true to yourself. Take care of your beard. Love what you do what you love. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.